Welcome to The Agenda.
Live on TV2 at 9 p.m. EST on Thursdays during the fall and spring semesters and streaming on KentWire.com. Tonight's episode is a little something special.
Everybody's got something they believe that the rest of the world scoffs at, like D&D.
Or porn.
Or Scientology.
Or porn.
But there's something we all believe in that others ignore: conspiracies.
Yep. Whether you believe in Sasquatch, the Illuminati, or a decent man, chances are you have some questions, opinions swimming around your head that you're afraid to voice because you might seem crazy. Me? I believe in ghosts.
And I think we're spending so much on the military because we're stocking up to fight the Martians.
Conspiracies are a lot to take in, especially since it's an explanation that's always expected.
Except for the Martians thing, that's self-explanatory.
So let's just delve into the world of conspiracies this week on The Agenda.
Earlier this week, a Reddit post went viral that claimed that mattress firms are a money laundering front for drug lords. However, the post was soon deleted. This was probably because the author came down from their high and realized they didn't want to give their dealer away.
The Bermuda Triangle is one of the best-known supernatural theories. It dates back to when Christopher Columbus wrote about the light that he saw in the Bermuda Triangle area on his way to the Americas. He thought he was seeing an alien. As they say, it takes an illegal alien to know one.
The actor Keanu Reeves is very recognized for his acting and presence in the meme world. But if you've ever taken a closer look, you see that he hasn't really changed much over the years. If you compare a picture from 1994 to one taken in 2008, the only difference you truly see is that jawline. That definition is just still there. But not only are his looks immortal, but so is the kind and wise words that only come from a long life. Reeves has previously said, "Money is the last thing I think about. I could live on what I've already made for the next few centuries." He said centuries, people. He's immortal. He has literally given himself up. He's a god.
Conspiracy theories on who killed former President John F. Kennedy have circulated the U.S. since the case was formally closed in the 60s. However, when the case was closed by the same group of people, most blamed for the assassination, it makes you wonder how they got that answer so easily, but can't do the same thing for murder cases today. The Agenda will be right back.
Maybe I have that?
Oh, thank you. Did you see anyone's broccoli? Thanks for helping us.
No problem.
These strawberries? You're welcome.
We'd do anything for kids. Yet 1 in 6 children in the U.S. struggle with hunger. Help end childhood hunger near you. Learn how at feedingamerica.org.
When I was 6, my days were spent playing basketball. When I was 6, my dream was to make it to the NBA. When I was 6, my mom had a stroke.
I'm Paul George, and I want you to spot a stroke fast.
F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911.
Protect the ones you love.
Spot a stroke fast.
Moon landing? I barely know him. All kidding aside, we have important business to discuss. Was the moon landing faked? We have 4 members of the Agenda cast on here to discuss it. So,
I mean, I'm pretty passionate that the moon landing was completely faked.
Absolutely faked.
Yeah.
It was real.
No.
I would like to say it was definitely real.
Definitely
I mean,
real.
I can maybe get your argument that it happened, but you can't tell me that the videos are real. As a film major, I think I know what a film set looks like.
Have you ever seen Stanley Kubrick's 2001: A Space Odyssey?
no.
Well, if you had, you'd know that on that set they filmed a moon landing scene, and that's the film they used for the public.
But then why would they do that? I feel like, yes, you can say that
It's
the
the-
public is, I guess, quote unquote dumb, but it's
The Russians. The Russians were beating us to the moon, and JFK wanted to, boost the
It was
morale
like
of the Americans.
Asserting America's dominance also. Like if we didn't go to the moon, they'd be like, America? Don't know her.
Don't know her.
You can see the flag move.
that doesn't work.
Okay,
You
but
can't.
the flag didn't move. The pole did because it was a flexible aluminum. Thank you very much.
Okay, but that
Rod.
still means that there's air. Not air. Wind. There's no wind.
wasn't
on
the
the
wind. It was the gravity of the moon shaking the flexible
Why
aluminum.
didn't you
Doesn't
shake
make
the moon
sense
landing?
at all.
Doesn't make any sense.
Gravity?
If
If it's a flimsy little
why am I not
flexible-
shaking right now?
Because you're on
you
Earth
have
with an
mass.
atmosphere. You've never been on the
You
moon.
have
Why would you even
mass.
know this?
You don't know where
all
I've
have
been,
mass.
Alex.
I think I have.
Okay, how did we like have all those test runs to get to the moon then?
We didn't.
We did
But
it.
we
just-
did.
but we-
Millions of people watched them in person. They felt the
Can you
rush.
see the whole rocket go up to the moon? Can you see the rocket
Yes,
move up there?
it's a
Were
giant
you
rocket.
there, Danny?
It just flew around for 15 minutes and
yeah,
it landed.
witness-
It went up, it flew kind of around.
right,
That was the
okay.
most we can do at the time.
Okay, I think no one's gonna change anyone's mind. The moon landing was real.
I just think it's
No,
funny that you
it's
all still
fake.
believe
Okay,
in the
well,
Have
moon.
you watched that
Martians are
BuzzFeed
real,
video?
and
Definitely
the moon is
fake.
real. So
100% fake.
BuzzFeed
You know what?
did
All
it.
right,
The
look,
government
it's all
can.
so-
We're gonna never do that again. The agenda will be right back.
Hi YouTube, it's Veronica here with another segment on my YouTube channel. This week we're talking more about airplanes, but more specifically where they land. In Denver, Colorado is the Denver International Airport. I'm here to talk about how the Denver airport is a secret military base for the Illuminati. The Denver airport has been open since 1995. When it was built, it took too long and it cost more than $2 billion over budget. Why is that? Who the heck knows? I know, actually. You know why? Because they built an underground military base for when Washington goes up in flames and we have to go somewhere else. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking I'm talking out of my patootie, but that is simply not true. Listen, have you been to the Denver airport? No, probably not. I'm not allowed on planes because my dad's a United Airlines pilot and he says they're not safe. But that's not important. It's big, okay? Really big. Too big. You have to take tunnels underground to navigate it. Why are there tunnels? I'll tell you why. Because the tunnels lead 10 miles underground to an entire city full of lizards and Satanists and the Illuminati. And they're all there and they're waiting. Now, my friend doesn't believe that the Denver airport is that big of a deal. But she also doesn't believe that airplanes exist. And I told her that's not true because why would my dad lie about being a United Airlines pilot? Okay? My mom thinks it's because he has a different family in another state and he won't tell us. But I don't believe her. My dad's a good guy. This is my friend Sarah. We met at church camp in 2014. She's been an acquaintance ever since. But
I don't go to church anymore.
yeah, and that's why we're acquaintances now, Sarah, okay? Listen, can you just tell him what you think about airplanes? I like to get differing opinions on my YouTube channel. Sarah, okay, if you're gonna be like that, then I'll tell them what you told me, okay? And you can jump in whenever you feel like it. So Sarah told me that she thinks that airplanes don't actually fly.
That's not what I said.
That is what you said.
You're telling me wrong.
Okay, then you tell them. Okay, then can you please elaborate on what you said to me? What is your problem today? Okay, so you think that when they close the door and everyone's on the plane, the freaking windows are screens and they're not actually flying and it's just all made up. And then they put you in a teleportation device and then what is it, Sarah? Why do you keep interrupting me? And then not explaining yourself? Is it because...
Just tell it. Just tell it.
Is it because of your dad? Is it because of your dad, Sarah? Okay? At some point, you're gonna have to get over that. Jump over that hurdle, okay? I went through it. And you have to too. God. I'm sorry I said that. Sarah, can you please tell them your theory on airplanes? Please, Sarah. I am begging you. Okay, Sarah had to leave. Her mom called. Join me next week for when we talk about more conspiracies and more unboxings.
Welcome back to the agenda. Getting right back into it, we're going to head over to the 4-wall to see what conspiracy Aaron has to prove.
Thanks, Alex. Now, I'm a big connoisseur of conspiracies, especially hard-to-prove ones. And a controversial one we've seen in the light of the tragic events in Parkland, Florida, comes from this tweet. Now, I won't waste your time by reading them verbatim, but Brianna here says that because we've allowed abortion, or as she puts it, murdering unborn babies, God is angry with us and releasing his protection over actual living children. Now, I want to prove this live on air on the agenda, but Amanda told me it was impossible to prove and horribly insensitive. I suppose I'm inclined to agree, so I decided to go with something less offensive. Gay marriage has caused hurricanes. Now, if you all remember, way back in 2017, the United States was hit with 4 major hurricanes. We've got Harvey, Irma, Jose, they skipped K&L, and they went to Maria. Now, major evangelical Christian leaders were saying that those hurricanes were in fact caused by God's anger over gay marriage. Now, this harkens back to Brianna's claim that God interferes with our lives as humans when he's offended. But the idea that God would interfere with us mere mortals is ridiculous, especially since we all know he died in the Bay of Pigs invasion in 1961. However, God doesn't need to be involved in this process. Gay marriage did in fact cause last year's hurricanes, and it will cause more, Alex.
Aaron, I don't think this is a good idea.
Oh, nonsense. Your minds are going to be blown wide open after this. The connection between gay marriage and the upsurge of hurricanes in this country is not only scientifically explainable, it also draws interference from the government. You see, up here at the top left, we got gay marriage, and at the bottom right, we got hurricanes. And it's a very simple process from one to the other. Starting up here, you know how many people identify as LGBT in this country, Alex? The number may surprise you. Recent polls may suggest it's 3.8%, but it's actually 78%. 78% of people in the US are gay. That's almost 4 out of every 5 Americans. But Aaron, you ask, what's the significance? What's the significance? The significance is that these gay couples are making out. The process of making out sends alternating body heat back and forth between the participants. We've decided to make out recreationally. But the swapping of body heat is what it was for evolutionarily, Deborah. Now, the reason it works for heterosexual couples is that the men and women in the world have different skin temperatures. Women have been shown to have skin up to 37 degrees Fahrenheit cooler than that of men. So the men need to transfer that hot energy, while women need to transfer cool energy. You know what happens when 2 women or 2 men make out? No difference in body heat. No difference in body heat, Alex! So where's the excess 37 degrees go, you ask? Well, let me ask you something, everybody. What's a famous cause of hurricanes?
Okay, well, it's when warm air...
It's when warm air and cold air meet. Ha ha! So that 37 degrees Fahrenheit, it's wisping around in the air, just being cold. But Aaron, you ask, where does the warm air come into the equation? Russia. Russia is using a network of giant space heaters lined up across the American East Coast. And when hurricanes Harvey and Irma and Jose and Maria wrecked the East Coast in the last few months of 2017, good old Vladimir Putin, good old Daddy Vladdy ordered all of those space heaters to be turned on. They turn on the space heaters, Alex! stay up there, Vlad. And that Russian warm air collided with that gay cold air, and it made hurricanes Harvey and Irma and Jose and Maria and 7 other hurricanes the American public heard nothing about. And that's how gay marriage causes hurricanes.
Yeah, okay, that seems reasonable. The agenda will be right back.
Hey, look, it's those guys. Are you good to drive?
I'm fine.
How many did you have?
I should be fine.
You should be.
Go and step out of the vehicle for me.
See ya, buddy. Good luck.
So turns out, buzz driving and drunk driving, they're the same thing, and it costs around $10,000. So not worth it.
In the spirit of the new medium of internet videos, we have a vlog from our favorite hacker, Crunch. Here he is.
Hey, what's up, you guys? Welcome back to Hacking with Crunch. Today we're going to be doing something that I've been looking to hack for a while, if we're going to be completely honest. You know, a little background about me. If you're new here, I am a professional hacker. I've hacked many things in my day. The government, firewalls. I mean, mostly now it's just freelance stuff. If you're familiar with music, you're probably familiar with the most popular and successful boy band ever, One Direction. Today we are discussing their breakup, you know. Everyone thinks that it's the end, you know. They promised it was a 1-year break, and you know, it's been longer than that. And to be completely honest, I was shocked off, like, my whole left foot for them to come back. Then I really sat down with myself. I said, Crunch, you hack. That's what you do. So today we are trying to find One Direction's missing album. Now I bet a lot of you fake fans didn't even realize that there was a missing album. But there is, and it's out there, and I'm sure it's absolutely fantastic. Word on the hacker street is that this album has that same heart and soul that you get from Made in the AM, but it's as revolutionary as Take Me Home was for its time, but, you know, for this time. I think it's rude that they're keeping this album under lock and key, you know? It's rude to their fans, it's rude to America, it's rude to the other countries, and you might be asking yourself, hey Crunch, tell us what you're doing. Now you see, that's not what hackers do. The show's called Hacking with Crunch, not Crunch teaches you how to hack. You think people taught me how to hack? No. I had to hack into a hackinglinda.com for that. No, I really think that if Zayn got the appreciation he deserved when he was in the band, he never would have left, you know. His new music's not that good, you know. Like, I don't listen to it. You know what I do listen to? You and I. That high note. Bro. Access denied. That can't be right. You know, maybe it's just like a metaphor, you know? You know, One Direction was good for its time, but if they kept going, that would be good. The boys, they'd be so unhappy. I don't want that. Me, Crunch, I don't support unhappy people. Except the agenda. You know, they're all very successful on their own. Mostly just Harry. It's just Harry. Well guys, thanks for watching another episode of Hacking with Crunch. I really hope you learned a lot on this journey. I know that I did. You know, I'm sorry I couldn't bring a new album out for you all, but I think I really hacked what matters. In here.
Are we living in a simulation? Tori thinks so. Here she is to perform her new slam poem titled The Matrix.
We've all had our fair share of glitches in our lives. Perhaps you were looking up at the sky to see the sun, but then once you looked away, it was actually the moon. Have you ever felt that perhaps you're being controlled by an outside source? Maybe we're the Sims in this game we call life. We are living in a simulation, people, whether it be the Matrix or just some game some madman concocted and has given us free will, or we're all just dreaming of this life, and when we're asleep, we're actually living our true lives. That's why we don't remember. We forget our dreams because that's our reality, and our reality is too much to handle. This also goes off of every conspiracy theory. No conspiracy theories matter except for this one, because we're in a simulation. Nothing matters. We're all just Sims in some sick, twisted game. Who controls us, you ask? Who knows? Aliens, someone who created us out of spite, or maybe just a computer is running a program on whether or not humans are worth a damn. If you die in the game, do you die in real life? Because this isn't real. When we die, do we wake up for the simulation? Is the simulation inside another simulation? Are we the desktop screensaver on a computer that's in a simulation of a simulation? Give me one good reason why it isn't. You can't. You can't prove it. Thank you.
Todd's a great guy. I mean, look at him. What a sweetheart. Attaboy. Wait, Todd, what are you doing? How totally selfish and un-Todd-like of you. Come on, Todd. Come on, man.
People think I'm trash, but they're wrong. Today I'm just an aluminum can, but one day I could be a stadium.
Here to talk about the government's usage of chemtrails are Dr. Miranda Trex and popular internet conspiracy theorist Jane Layton.
It's a pleasure to be able to finally expose the possible hazards of chemtrails to the American public.
I am here to wake you sheeple up. The big government has you snowflakes wrapped around their webbed reptilian fingers.
All right. Could you explain to us what exactly chemtrails are? They're pretty common, right?
Well, I've been studying chemtrails for a long time. Planes leave a trail of condensation that can sometimes last a long time. Some of us in the scientific community believe that the reason some trails last longer than others is because there are added chemicals in them.
See? Chemicals, chemtrails, they both have the word chem in it. Really makes you think, doesn't it? And the government is doing it all behind our backs. And what are these added chemicals, huh?
The government has actually released certain documents stating that they're interested in eventually being able to control the weather.
Would that be such a bad thing? Couldn't they stop global warming? That is, if you believe in this?
Or maybe they're using it to create global warming. Let me tell you, the last thing our government needs is more control over us. We're under attack by our own country.
I don't quite believe that. However, it is concerning that not all chemtrails dissipate as quickly as others. Those long-lasting ones could contain agents that could increase the risk of asthma in our youth.
You hear that? Asthma. My cousin Steve had asthma, and he died in a car crash, but still, these chemtrails are actually being used as mind control agents. It's in the water and it's in the air. They use barium powder to manipulate our bodies and actions. Who knows how long they've been doing it? It could have been happening for centuries. We could be taking our last breath as we speak.
Jane, there's no need to get worked up. It just seems a little insane to think that our own government is testing on chemical agents on the people who elected them into office.
That's why we can't trust them. You're being blinded by your Twitter accounts and your iPhones. They're brainwashing you. You don't even know.
As I said before, I've been studying this for a long time, since the 90s in fact. Until we can really test different chemtrails, there is no way to know for sure what it's doing. However, I doubt it could be mind control. If anything, they might be testing biological weapons on us.
I'm sorry, did you just say biochemical weapons?
That's right, chemical weapons like a T-virus.
Jane, that's from a video game. It's not real.
That's what they want you to think.
Excuse me, I have a PhD. I'm not easily fooled, but we can't jump to conclusions. We need to follow the scientific method, and...
She's a lost cause. The feds have gotten to her. If it's not the T-virus, then it must be population control. They're killing off the elderly.
Or the elderly are dying of old age.
Okay, listen. They aren't controlling your minds, they aren't turning us into zombies, and they most certainly aren't killing American people. I'm sorry for even saying it could be a bioweapon testing.
So the only thing you believe that they are doing possibly is giving kids asthma?
Of course. I mean, it's like people will listen to just about anything these days. Everyone knows that chemtrails aren't controlling our minds. That would be ridiculous. Now, the water supply, on the other hand, that's a different story.
I knew it. I told you. I knew what I'm talking about. And without me, you two would be another pawn in the government's game. I was right the whole time.
All right, I guess you heard it here first. The air is giving your kids asthma and the water is controlling your mind. We'll be right back here with the agenda.
Welcome to the agenda on the street. Today we're going to talk a little bit about conspiracies, what people believe, what they don't believe, what they should believe, and what I believe. So let's get started. I don't trust these boxes. I don't get the idea of a box that takes you up and then you're in a different place, because I know that's not how buildings work. What is your favorite conspiracy theory?
I really like Bigfoot.
Do you think that Bigfoot's just like us, but just with big feet?
That's a distinct possibility.
Hey guys, do you have time to talk about some conspiracy theories?
It's your stuff.
No, it's not.
You like to talk about conspiracy theories.
What's your favorite conspiracy theory?
The Mandela effect.
I don't even know what any of those words meant, so you're gonna have to elaborate.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay. He probably senses something, but he probably knows. What do you know?
Relax.
Yeah, you know what he does know? That he's a good boy. Why are you here? What do you want to eat?
Food.
Oh, let me tell you right now.
No, you were done.
Katy Perry is Jonathan A. Ramsey.
No, don't listen to her. Get out of here.
It's a conspiracy. It's not conspiracy, it's truth. Have you ever kissed someone and then like walked back and you were like, what? You're like, I look like you now. I hate when that happens.
Do you have to kiss someone first? Once you got this hat on, I think you'd be more comfortable talking.
You know, I think you might be right.
Do you believe in ghosts?
I believe in yeah, ghosts.
Me too. Me too. So what are you studying for? What's your favorite conspiracy theory?
The JFK conspiracy theory.
What happened to him?
He got shot.
That actually happened. I know that. Definitely that guy in the window.
No, there's the guy in the window. There's this umbrella man. There's the FBI man.
The FBI man.
She knows.
Yeah, okay.
Yep. Good, I gotta make a call.
Well, you're not going to be able to with that hat on. You're only going to hear. So what happens is when you have your hat on and you have it on pretty good.
Thank you.
I have mine on. That's why I can't make any phone calls. Also
Right.
because I don't have a cell phone. But
Me neither.
when you she's a liar. She's such a liar. When you make that phone call, all you're going to hear is what the government's saying to you, which is that weird noise.
Right.
So best thing, to keep those lizard noises and lizard people out is to just get rid of your cell phone altogether. Where's it?
We'd do anything for kids. Yet 1 in 6 children in the U.S. struggle with hunger. Help end childhood hunger near you.